Hi, this is Brad Linder, and I'm here with a box from Archos, which is a maker of portable media players and internet tablets. And this, I believe, should be the Archos 32, which is the first of the 5 new Android tablets that Archos is making available. It's ready for purchase right now, whereas a lot of their others are coming out later this month or early next month. And as the name would imply, from Archos 32, this is a 3.2-inch tablet device. Now, this is a demo unit that was sent to me for review purposes. Might not be exactly the same as what you get in a retail package, but looks pretty close. So let's take a quick look at the packaging here. Pretty nice box, not very large. Picture on the front showing the tablet, the fact that it has Wi-Fi, the fact that it's got 8 gigabytes of storage, and Android user interface. On the back, we've got a little bit more information about the 3.2-inch display, the ability to download 3D games from the AppsLib store. Does not have access to the full Android market, at least not out of the box. Has some pre-installed applications for chat, email, music, a video camera to capture the good times with your friends, it says, and widely supported video and music file formats, which in my experience has been pretty true. Archos does have excellent media player software on these devices. So here's the tablet inside some plastic. Let's go ahead and take it out. And another piece of plastic covering the lid, or the screen. I'll take a closer look at that in just a second, but first I wanted to just show you what else is in the box. Looks like we have a headset, a USB cable, and some documentation, including e-music, limited warranty, legal and safety notices, and the Archos 32 Mini Droid user guide. Let's take a quick look at the tablet. As you can tell, it has a pretty shiny display here. You can see my face. So we'll see how that looks when it's turned on in a second. It's pretty thin, very small, fits easily in the palm of your hand. We've got volume buttons here on the side, and what's this button here? Reset, or power button and reset button, which you hold for 10 seconds to reset the device. On the bottom, we have microphone, or a built-in microphone. Looks like that's a headset jack, USB cable, power LED, I believe. Nothing on this side, and nothing on the top. And the back is pretty plain, except for camera, which interestingly is located on sort of where the bottom of the device would be. So I guess it's really meant to hold in this angle when using the camera, not necessarily that way. Let's see if it's got any charge in it. Okay, so it's booting up. While it turns on for the first time, do a quick comparison here. This is the 4th generation iPod Touch, the newest iPod Touch available. You can see that the iPod Touch is a little bit larger, has a larger screen. The iPod has a 3.5-inch screen compared to the 3.2-inch display on the Archos. They're both pretty thin and light. I'd say the iPod Touch might have a slight edge, but it might just be that the way the device is designed with sort of the rounded edges here makes it look thinner. Let's see if we put them both on the table. Yeah, the iPod Touch is definitely a little bit thinner. And the iPod Touch, of course, has a metal case, whereas the Archos has a plastic case. Okay, so it's turned on here. And I'll do more thorough information about the actual user experience later, after I've had more time to play with it. But we've got a resistive touchscreen display here. I believe it's a 400 by 320 pixel display. Even though it's resistive, works pretty well with finger touches. You don't have to touch very hard on most of these to launch the applications, for example. You can swipe left and right to see widgets. Definitely a Google experience, although it's got some Archos branding. We've got an accelerometer, so it rotates the screen. in any direction. It's not quite as fast as I would like, but it works. And I haven't hooked this up to to my wireless network yet, but let's take a quick look here at the on-screen keyboard, which I'm just going to fire up the web browser to show you. So the keyboard, my one concern here is that it's kind of hard with a resistive screen, even though it's fairly sensitive, to hit the proper key when you're using your fingertips. That said, when you're using a fingernail or a stylus or something, it's a lot easier. So actually, I'm still having a little bit of difficulty here. There we go. So see if I can write little. Yeah, so I'm going to have to see if either I can calibrate the display or use a stylus or something here. Although actually, once you get used to it, it's not too bad. But it's not the best screen for typing on, but it's usable. You've got a couple of buttons here across the bottom for home, search, menu, and back, as well as volume buttons, so you can actually adjust the volume either by pressing on these capacitive buttons or by using the buttons on the side. And in terms of applications, we've got a video player, we've got a music player, and these are custom applications that are designed by Archos, and a lot better than the default music and video players, I believe, that come with Android usually. Looks like it comes preloaded with a couple of games, including what I believe is a 3D racing game here called Raging Thunder. You can see that I'm using the accelerometer to play here, and it looks pretty good. It's got 3D graphic acceleration. Oop. And I'm not very good at this kind of game, but it plays pretty nicely and looks good. And you can get a complete list of applications that are installed here. And if I was online, I could also go to the AppsLib store and see other third-party applications that are available for download. So again, that's the first look at the Archos 32. It's a 3.2-inch handheld device. It's a portable media player. It's a web browser. It's an internet tablet. It's really kind of a lot like the iPod Touch, except this model, I believe, goes for about $150 compared with $220, $230 for the iPod Touch. Doesn't have the capacitive display, doesn't have the high resolution display that the iPod Touch does, doesn't have access to the full Android market out of the box, and doesn't run as many applications, therefore, as the iPod Touch. But cheaper, a little smaller, and has support for a wider range of audio and video formats. While we're at it, just do another quick comparison here. Here's the Google Nexus 1 smartphone. You can see that the Archos 32 is significantly smaller. The Nexus 1 has, I think, a 3.7-inch display compared to the 3.2-inch screen here. But in terms of how things look, it's not bad on the little guy, and definitely smaller, lighter. I'll be interested to see how it performs at a variety of different tasks, how the battery is, and some other details. So stay tuned to Liliputing for more information about the Archos 32 coming up soon.